Hi, it's Mike Ferry. Welcome to Mike Ferry TV, the week of April 9th. Boy, we're in the fourth month of the year. As I said to you last week, we talked about the listing process for a couple weeks. I'm going to take another week, one more message to you that I think will be helpful in helping you go out and get the listings, the inventory that you deserve. I wrote a thought. I want you to listen to it. When a listing presentation goes over 30 minutes, listen carefully. Your conversation shifts from selling the seller to telling the seller what to do. This means you're less likely to get the listing, and if you do get it, it'll be at a higher price or, unfortunately, many times at a discounted commission, which, of course, we both know you don't want. Okay, the process in selling is very simple. I can either talk somebody into something, blah, 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 or I can ask them a lot of questions, get their feedback, their involvement, get their participation, so I know where to go to help them make the decision they have to make. It's hard because, and I know that there's really very little, don't get mad at me, good sales training for real estate people. I happen to believe, of course, that we offer the best sales training for real estate people like yourself if you really have the desire to become a productive real estate salesperson. Why is so much of the training probably not reaching the standards that you need or I feel is important? Well, one is most of the speaker, coaches, trainers really want you to like them a lot so you'll return and watch their messages, etc. This is not about liking. This is about listings. This is not about Facebook. The most likes you have make you the most popular person. This is about learning the skills required to go out and do your job on a regular basis. I am a great believer that confrontation is part of life. Confrontation is your ability to ask questions of people that cause them to think about what they're doing. Confrontation is not a fight. It's not yelling and screaming. Confrontation is simply asking questions. Great salespeople, like you're becoming, you may already be, are people that learn to ask questions. You'll notice all the scripts and everything we teach is question-based. So when a presentation that you make to a seller goes over 30 minutes, it tells me that you're no longer in a sales mode, you're in a blah, blah, blah telling mode. Now, here's what's interesting. Are you good enough to talk for 30, 40, 50 minutes straight, many times without taking a breath, to tell them why they should list with you and keep their interest and find out if they're interested? The answer is no. About 2 weeks ago, Serena and I had a man come to the house about doing a little bit of work on our property. We had a very specific project we wanted done. We said, here's the project we want done. Can you do that project for us? He looked it over and said, yes, I can. I said, can you give us a quote? And do you need a few minutes to figure it out? He said, yes, I can. He went into the room, he did his figuring, he did his measuring, came back and said the quote is going to be $36,500. I said, fine, we'll accept that. He actually said, well, first, I need to show you something. And he opened up his laptop and pressed a button, and all of a sudden some guy comes on telling us all about the company and their success and what they do. I said, turn that off. He goes, why? I said, because you've already sold me on the project and we've accepted it. Take out the paperwork, let us sign the contract. Well, we like to show you who we are first. I said, did you sell real estate at one time? And then Samir and I kind of laughed. Well, see, that is the telling part of the process of selling that most people teach. Great salespeople are seeking information. How do we get information? Asking a lot of questions. So I wrote down this thought. A great sales presentation requires asking great questions, not telling people what you think. Because they don't care what you think. They want to know what's in it for them. Okay, now think about this. There's 3 questions every seller wants answered. How much is my house worth? Very important. How long will it take to sell? Very important. And can you get that house sold for me? Well, all right. How much is my house worth? May I take a few minutes and show you the competitive market analysis and what homes are selling for? Would that be okay? It's a question. Well, of course you can show it to us, Mike. Okay, here we have 3 homes similar to yours that are for sale. Are you familiar with these 3 homes? Well, not really. Well, home A is the same size and is listed for this price. Home B is just a little smaller around the corner from you. You may know them. Do you know them? No, you don't? Okay. And it's at this price. I'm asking a lot of questions. All right. How long will it take to sell? Well, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the length of time it takes to sell depends upon two things. May I tell you what they are? Well, yeah, what are they, Mike? First, your motivation to sell, and second, the price we put on the property. Are you willing to price the property in a category that will cause the sale? Well, we don't want to give it away. I wouldn't ask you to give it away, would I? See, all I'm doing is asking a lot more questions. So I wrote down asking questions allows you to maintain control of the conversation and the presentation. Your understanding of the market and how you can help the prospect achieve their goals can be the deciding edge, and that is always going to be pointed out through the questions that you ask. You see, a good seller that is actually motivated to sell, and some sellers are not motivated to sell. They want a good, solid salesperson. I wrote down they want an aggressive agent, one who takes charge, understands the business, and tells them the truth. Now let's look at that for just a minute. They want an aggressive agent. Now you say to me, well, Mike, it is not my style to be aggressive. So what's your style? Because if you're passive, let's say that you're a very amiable person, which makes great salespeople, and you're only there to help and be of service, which is, of course, critically important. Couldn't you, as a very passive person, ask a lot of questions? And the questions is what makes you aggressive. I need to ask, I want to find out because I want to be of service and help you. They want an aggressive agent. They want an agent who takes charge. May I tell you exactly what I do to get a home sold, the steps I take? I sent you the plan of action we used. Did you take a chance or a moment to look at it? Well, no, we haven't. Well, let's look at it together. Would that be okay? You're taking charge. They want somebody that understands the business. Okay, do you know what the comps are? Do you know what the market stats are? Are you fully prepared as a real estate professional to go in and get that property listed and sold? And they want one that tells them the truth. We know that you're telling us the property should sell for $595. We really think ours is worth $700,000. Can you get it sold for $700,000? Well, I'll try. I'll do the best I can. You know, not a lot of them is sold for that price, but I'll work real hard. Are you telling the truth? Are you honestly giving them a true evaluation of the property? Are you telling them the truth? So I wrote down this thought, okay? A poorly scripted presentation without questions. A poorly scripted presentation without questions is simply trying to talk them into something instead of selling them on what you're trying to accomplish. Our job is to sell them on what we're trying to accomplish. Now, I want you to think about this. The only way we get good is through role play and practice. Ours is an industry where role play and practice are not an accustomed part. I started preaching this 40 years ago. And boy, did brokers and agents laugh at me all the time. And I said all the time, wait a minute, a college athlete, a high school athlete, a professional athlete, all they do is practice. That's role play. What, 2 months ago we had the Winter Olympics in South Korea. We watched all those athletes from all those countries perform at the highest level possible. Some of those athletes have spent 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years practicing 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 hours a day to perform for 1 minute in the Olympics, and then they didn't win. Their life is about practice. Well, if you and I are not going to commit to practicing, what kind of a chance do we really have to do our job at the highest level? And I think the answer is almost none. So part of the process of being a great listing agent is your ability to take the scripts that we offer. And if you don't like our scripts, take somebody's, but make sure the persons you take are question-oriented. Now, let's be honest. A good portion of all the people that are teaching how to list property came through the Mike Ferry organization, either as clients or coaches or attendees of our seminars, and they're going to take our scripts, water them down so you feel good. So most of the scripts are probably mine anyhow. Just use the scripts we offer. Download them off the website if you don't have them. Practice them every day. You can become great. You can solve, as we talked about a few weeks ago. You can solve the inventory problem by taking listings. We are here to help you take listings. Go take at least one this week. Try for 2. Next week, let's go for 3. Talk to you in a few days. Thank you.